Okay. What do you say? Would you like a break today, or would you like to continue and have a earlier lunch? How many would like earlier lunch? Okay, and a break? Great. Yeah. So first of all, I would like to, I have some announcements. So I had to change the schedule. If you've probably seen it, I did send an email, and it's also on the Facebooks. So Eiríkur Orri is not available on the scheduled date. So I had to switch a little bit, but it's only the lectures. There's no changes of the deadlines or anything. So it's only that Eiríkur will come a week later. So we will do some lectures here when he was supposed to come. We will do those earlier than in the previous schedule. There is a Facebook page, and the name is there, User-Centered Software Development. It's a long name, so it doesn't really fit there. But so it's User-Centered Software Development 2015. And there you can actually find group members and so on. It's not necessary to be 5. I think the optimal size is maybe 3, 4 people working on a project like this. But I wanted to give you some flexibility. Okay. Yeah, so the last individual assignment, there was, I just looked at one. I haven't had time to go through your comments or your solutions, but I went through one, and that student told me that actually this project was canceled. And you can see, I was looking at this today. So they posted this yesterday and said today is the last day to buy Google Glasses. So they are actually postponing this project because people had problems, and yeah, they have had a lot of complaints. And I can actually show you. Wait. I thought I had. Okay. Where did I have this? Here, yeah. This is actually
These are Google Glasses.
So this is another scenario of the same thing.
When did I start wearing these ugly glasses? Answer call.
Hey, dude, can you meet me at the park at 10? I want to show you something.
Sure. See you there.
All right, cool. Oh, dude, are you taking a dump?
What? No.
I can see you. We're on video chat.
Oh my God. See you at 10.
Google Glasses optimizes your life by showing you ads specifically tailored to your online shopping history.
How do I make this go away?
Watch where you're going, you idiot!
You should purchase a Band-Aid for your wound. I found the best deal for Band-Aids on eBay. Would you like to purchase?
I don't have time for that. I'm bleeding now.
Understood. Showing all results for Band-Aids within a 5-mile radius.
Oh, come on.
Back off!
Google Google Glasses integrates Google Maps with full navigation.
Turn left. Turn right. Keep walking forward. Keep walking forward. Keep walking forward.
Hey man, you almost here?
I have no idea.
Dude, what happened to your face?
I ran into a couple walls.
Okay, anyway, can you pick me up some chicken nuggets? Oh, and take a picture of that mural on Jefferson Street.
Sure, man.
Taking photos has never been easier.
Take a picture and send it to Anthony. What the hell? Come on. Do it, no!
What the fuck? Google Glasses are also helpful in teaching you how to cook or showing you the ingredients in your food.
One chicken nugget, please. There you go.
Analyzing. This chicken nugget contains chicken breast, breadcrumbs, lard, plastic, sawdust, pig rectum, horse placenta, whale semen, rat feet.
So as you can see, Google Glasses will change the way you live your life.
Hey, man.
Oh, hey, you're late.
Sorry, it's just these stupid glasses. So, what do you want?
Oh, I actually just wanted some chicken nuggets. Did you take a bite out of this? And is that puke?
I gotta run. Bye. Route me the nearest direction to a plastic surgeon to fix my broken ass nose.
And Google Glasses feature an impressive 1 hour battery life.
What the?
Google Glasses. Are you ready for the future?
Right. So
To
maybe.
see bloopers and deleted scenes and
So maybe this was the reason. I don't know. I think this is actually what we can think about when we are trying to be very inventive, that, everything doesn't always go as smoothly as we would like. But you can read more. You could Google and see more about these this particular project. I think. Let me check if I'm recording. This is right. No, because it's. Yeah, okay, so I am recording for those of you that are at home or somewhere. There we are, okay. So I wanted to explain to you the relation or how the group assignments will be. And I am very keen of this process. It's called Lean Startup. And everything, Lean is getting very popular in software development as a process to schedule and divide up the work and as a project management tool. Scrum has been very popular, but Lean is coming. So Kanban is getting more and more popular all the time. And this Kanban is one of the Lean processes. And I can see that in studies we've been doing. So we last fall, we did ask students from here, graduate students. I showed you their occupation, but we also asked about what process they are using. And we could see the difference from the people that participated in the survey in 2011, and now that Kanban is really coming, or, I think that is the new trend, and that is a Lean process. And it basically is like this, the Lean process. So you have an idea, and based on this idea, you build something. And then you have a product. Okay, when you have a project, you have to measure how good it is. Does it fit You measure the things that you are actually aiming for. You get some data and you learn from the data. And then you go another circle. Yeah? And you will be doing this actually using this type of working in the group assignments. So in the first group assignment, you are gathering ideas and describing those by making the visions and doing these analyses. And then you build something by the sketches or your sketching. And the product you end with in group assignment 1 are the sketches. In the next group assignment, you focus on measuring and learning. So then you finish the circle, and then in the third one, you start the circle again. So you focus on changing the ideas, build something new or iterate, and then you have a product. In the fourth assignment, you do the last part of the second circle, but then we will change subject. So you will do like a formal user testing on a running system. So actually, you do 2 circles of this, and in group assignment 1, 2, and 3, you work on the same subject. You will get an idea in the first one, and you will continue working on it in 2 and 3. Okay, so this is why getting a good idea is very important for you. Getting a fresh idea. So I thought I would help you to do today to think about maybe new interaction styles or something new in the first assignment. So we did discuss this last time. When we are making something totally new, what are the things that we can control? What are the things that we can really decide? And what are the things that we don't really control? And I think we sort of agreed that we are not really sure what, if we have something that is connected to the internet, if we are making a web or making an app or something like that, we don't really know what equipment they will be using. We don't know where they will be using it, and sometimes when we are making some software, we are making it for a special group, like we are making a game for kids, but often we are making it for a big crowd. So sometimes we can really decide, okay, we want to make it for this group. But even though, like I have asked you to design for tourists, but tourists can be different groups actually. They can be, you know, they are from different countries, they are in different age, they have, some of them have been here often and some not. Some of them have a lot of money, they would like to do something really exciting in Iceland, and some have not a lot of money. So even though we say tourists, you can have like a big crowd and you don't really know their needs maybe. But we are designing software, so we can control actually how they are doing this. How will the interaction be? That is actually what we are designing. So we don't know who or when they will be using this, but the how, and often we have our assumptions about why they're using this. So when we are designing a game, for example, we would think that they would like to have fun. If we are designing something that we presume will be used at work, we presume that they would like to be fast, efficient, and yeah. So these are the things actually that we maybe control the most, the how and the why. And I will use the time today to go dig into those two concepts or two fields. So first, analyzing the how. I will first tell you about the keyboard and mouse interaction. So in early times, we had like a command line interface, and this was the only interface we had. And at this time, many users were specialists. They were people having technical education and so on. But actually, we see similar things like when speech interfaces were not that mature, you had to have like special commands. So sometimes it's so funny that sometimes we come back to similar things that we had a long time ago. Okay, so command line interfaces, these are fast and powerful. I don't presume that you, I'm pretty sure that you won't decide to do a command line interface for your tourists. But I'm just telling you all the possibilities. So this was the IBM computer at this time. This was very inventive. It didn't have any hard disk. It only had like a floppy disk, we called it. They were like, you could twist those a little bit, where you kept your data and it was stored there. And it had this black and green screen, and it was very powerful at that time, but you couldn't really see. So you were giving comments. So if you were doing data word processing and you wanted something to be bold, you would put dot and BD and then the text that should be bold, and then dot and NB for non-bold afterwards. And you couldn't see the effects on the screen. So it was like you were making comments and then you had to sort of run it, and then you could see it in the printer. So you could never see it on the screen actually. So getting graphical interfaces like this was a major step. And so this is one category, the menu-based interfaces. They present users with sectional hierarchical menus. And we have those, you know, in the iPad and in iPod, or we have those very much today still. And it was a breakthrough when it came in 98 or 1987 there with the Mac, the first Mac. It was really fantastic to see everything happening on the screen. So for the interaction styles, the menu-based interfaces, there are different hierarchical constructions. So we can have it like a sequential. It's like a tutorial or something. You do something and then you put next, and then you get the next one. So when you're downloading something, or you typically get this sequential one. We have hierarchical structure, and then like the web, that where you are able to go from each of the pages to all the others. So we have to think about this when designing, how easy it will for the user to get an overview. Yeah. Form filling is also one of the interaction styles that we use much, or we use today. This is typically used when you're asking for information about something, a user. This is taken from Harpa, the web from Harpa, where you're paying for tickets. So, and it was just taken yesterday. So these are not like old-fashioned. These are used in some of the other interaction styles. Okay. And in the form filling, you have to group the elements logically. So, and sometimes you also include something like "you're here." And you should always inform the user about the length of the page form. So users must understand the data required when you're inserting. So if we take an example from date, if you want to insert dates, you're sometimes, if you would like to insert the 29th of January, should it be like this? This is often in, I think in America that they do like this. Here in Iceland, we would do more like this. Or should it be in letters like this? And sometimes we just give examples beneath to help people, or we would put maybe letters. So we could do like D, D, M, M. No, this would be M, M, D, D, and then year. You see? So we could help the users for the form filling to know what to insert. We have also this question and answer. It's a bit similar to what we were talking about by the sequential line there. So these are like wizards. So if you have non-experienced users, it's really easy for them to use this. So you could think about this if there's something that you would like really drag your users through in your interface, you could use this setup that you will get just one screen first and then press next and then continue like this. So you have to, what I'm saying is you have to think about what are they doing, what are the needs, and how much will they know, what will be the best interface design for them. Direct manipulation is one of the interaction styles. It was introduced in 1982 by Ben Snyderman, and the definition is that it's a continuous representation of the objects and actions of interest with meaningful visual metaphors. It is actually the interface we know today. So we are like, yeah, that's natural. But at this time, it was really inventive. So you see, it is continuous, meaning that you see it when it happens, and it is rapid, incremental, reversible. You can say, well, you know, you can go use the arrow to just, what is it called, the arrow? I can't remember now. What? Undo? Yeah, right. Thank you. Yeah. And we have some metaphors. So metaphors are helping people to relate to complex concepts. And we have it on our desktop, the basket there for throwing, you know, for erasing something. And actually, we have to be careful how we use it. This is probably the major problem here in this interface, or this in the software here. That they use the basket to get the diskette out. Okay, so when you were working there, it didn't have any hard disk, so you had to have your own diskette. Yeah, you did put it in there, and you could work and save to that one. And then, and this was at university when I was there. And then you took your data with you, and the next student could come and use the computer. Okay, but for taking out the diskette, you had to take a logo and put it in the basket. And what did people think?
You're throwing it away.
Right. So people got really scared that they were throwing all the data away because they had to put it in the basket. Yeah. So this was like this was some designer probably that thought this was cool, and they didn't think about these problems that people would relate to, that they were erasing the data. So this is probably the most famous example about not using metaphors in a good way. And then we have web navigation, which is really, really popular now. This is like the major interface today. And there are two basic interaction styles there actually. You have the link-based navigation and you have the search. So like a one page doing everything, and then having many, many links on the same page. Okay, so let's just think about now, how many ways do we have for the interaction? If we think about computer to human, how many? Oh, sorry. I was going to go. No, where is it? Here probably. No, sorry about this. How can I stop this? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So if we think about computer to human, how many possible ways has the computer to communicate to a human being?
First of all, it's text.
Text, yeah. Okay. I will be here. Mm-hmm. Text. Can you think about something else? Audio. Yeah. Sorry? Tactile. Yeah.
Sometimes vibration, for an example, in game consoles.
Mm-hmm. Right. Can you think about something else? Hmm? Light, yeah. Hmm? Should we start here? How many ways does the human have to communicate to the computer? To tell the computer, I'm doing this, I would like this. How many? What do you think?
Non-mouse.
Both?
There's
Mouse. Right. Voice. Keyboard. Right. Yep. More. Eye tracking. Then it's actually eye movements, and yeah, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Right, very, very good. I was thinking, because this is maybe the most popular now. So touch. Can you think about something else? There is actually one more, it's the brain. Brain-computer interaction is possible, but it's not very popular. But I will tell you about that also. So what I'm showing you is when you do your visions, you have a lot of possibilities. Yeah, you don't have to do a web with menus and so on. You can also think about something inventive, especially because you're only drawing the interaction. You're only, you won't have to program it. So it doesn't have to be really technically possible for you. So I think for having a fun assignment, you could think about all these possibilities. And actually, I would like to introduce to you non-mouse interaction also, just to remind you that you have a lot of possibilities. So touch first, there are two different things or forms of touch screens. It's these resistive, where you use pen or a fingernail. It allows high levels of precision, but it isn't, and I think maybe it's not as uncommon as the capacitive touch screens. These are the ones that we use and are prominent in the consumer devices. So in our phones, and these are the things that we use. They tend to be less accurate. So I can be sometimes very irritated about my iPhone that it doesn't understand me. It tells me you have to slide, and I'm sliding, and it doesn't really see it. And then I started to slide very, very. I put it very hard and slide slowly, and then I didn't understand why. Everybody stopped talking to me, and then I found out after many iterations that I'd done it too slowly, so I'd actually hang up. Yeah, so I managed it now, the right speed, but it took me a while. This is actually what we really have is fashionable today, and we have a lot of different things to use to, and these are maybe the first ones: the mouse with the touchpad there, and also the small thing. But now it's in many devices, in the screens and everything. And we have a lot of commands for doing a lot of things, and my daughter is often telling me how I can do things because she's really skilled in this. She's only 11, so she is really a expert using the iPad. But this, what I'm saying is that maybe it's not intuitive for everybody, but if you slide this way, then it will, like flip, and then the other direction, it will do something else, and so on. You have to, and actually in the iPhone, they tell you have to slide in this direction to answer the call. So they are really giving you also text feedback. They're giving you advices for you, so it will be easier for you to remember how to give the commands. One of the one example could be Angry Birds here for touch interaction, but we have a lot of examples actually. Then we have speech, and speech enables people to interact with the device using everyday words and phrases. This is like the goal. And it has been growing very fast the last years. We have Siri. How many of you have used Siri? Not that many. Some, yeah. It seems to be rather smooth. So we were a group of friends discussing actually how old could Stevie Wonder be, and we were like trying to figure out ourselves, like, yeah, when I was 20, he must have been 30 because he had this song and blah 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 something, trying to figure out how old he was. And then somebody got tired of this and took his phone and started to Google. And then one guy took his phone and asked Siri. So he just said, like, Siri, how old is Stevie Wonder? And he won the competition. So Siri was the fastest way of getting this information. And it was very smooth. It answered, or she answered immediately. And this guy was really, really happy. Of course, winning this, like, getting the information fastest. So it seems to be getting rather smooth. Google has also made some voice interfaces, and I was at the conference here. It was this autumn. It was the conference from Advania, and there was a guy from Google showing this voice interface, and he was doing it live. So he had I think he had the phone to talk to, and he could show what happened on the screen. So he was telling us, okay, so this is how it works. Tell me the weather at the Blue Lagoon, Google. And then, it disappeared on the screen. The weather at the Blue Lagoon is and something. And it was actually live. So he made some, when is the next trip? And then he got an answer. So this was like he communicated with this tool with some questions, and it seemed to be very smooth. And I appreciated it very much that it was really live. He hadn't really sort of recorded it and took out all the problems or anything. And then he stopped and was holding this phone again in his hand and just talking to us and telling us, yeah, you can see how easy it is. You just have to pose a question and Google will answer you. And then they say, what is the question again or something? So it was still on, yeah. So, and he did say Google, So the system thought that he was talking to the system because he did say the magic word. You understand? So it was rather funny. And this can be the problem. You know, when are you talking to the system and when are you talking to somebody else? When have you stopped talking to the system? So it was really showing also the problems that people can have. So it's not easy to design an interface with web or voice communication, I mean. Gestures, we can also use gestures, and we have a lot of possibilities there. It can be predetermined gestures that you need to control. I once actually tried Angry Birds. It was in the Samsung store, so they had a big screen and they were showing how you could control this game on your TV screen. And when you were selecting something, you had to flip your hand like this, something. And then you had to, when you wanted to move something, you could do like this. I didn't think it was particularly smooth, but of course we need these all these startup and innovative interfaces to learn from. We could also have free movement, and we can have bodily interaction. So you use your whole body. So there are some examples. I did tell you about Angry Birds, but there are many many other things. We could have also reflective gloves that you use to control the system. Tangible interaction. Did we have that in? I can't remember. Yeah, we had something. So tangible is that you have something that you. It is a subject or is a thing, and by touching it, you are interacting. This is not very. This is. It hasn't been that popular, but this is also one idea. So you have generic input devices as remote controllers in a way. We also had this example from Skylanders where you have the figures. So these are something that you hold and you use those to interact with the system. So these I'm just opening up your like imagination by showing you something, some alternatives for the group projects. Tangible interaction has often been used something or in communication or connection with music. So I've seen guys working with subjects like this, moving those around, and then they are changing the music. So different objects for generating and controlling sound has been rather popular in the tangible area. And then brain-computer interaction. There, it's a direct communication pathway between the brain and external device. And this can actually help people with disabilities. So I don't know if we have this video there. Should we try? Yes, actually.
Today I accomplished the goal that I set before the surgery even took place. They were asking if there was something special I wanted to do, like touch my children's cheek or hold my husband's hand, and I said, my goal is to feed myself chocolate. And I did that today. Oh, all right, thank you.
There we go.
That was a complete one.
3 squares, yeah.
So so she was actually controlling this hand with her brain. So it's pretty amazing how, and some people think that this will be like the new thing. I don't know. Okay. So what about other ways? Could humans really get a smell from the computer? We didn't say that. We could take a look.
We're here in Tokyo, Japan to take a look at Senti. It's the first scent accessory for smartphones, and it plugs right here on the headphone port. Now this is an iPhone, but it'll also work with Android, so something for everyone there. Now let's take a quick look at the app here. As you can tell, there's 3 different buttons, with a central one there that's actually going to deliver the scent. Hopefully you'll be able to see the aroma in action. Oh, look at that, beautiful. If we just give that a quick smell. Yeah, it smells like orange. How about you, Roman? What do you think? What does that smell like? There's also the ability to set up the LED light and to choose your favorite color. This is all in Japanese because obviously it's a Japanese company, but you can pick your favorite and go from there. There's also a timer, which means it allows you to set it to go off automatically every 30 minutes up to every 90 minutes. The smell itself is actually based on a thing that's almost like a SIM card within this top bit. If we open it up, you can take a bit of a closer look. Now it's actually delivered through ultrasound, well, ultrasonic vibrations. So this little SIM card is which houses all the delicious scents. And each chip itself will apparently deliver up to 100, so that's pretty good going. You'll also be able to buy more cartridges online. Now the device itself is going to launch on Amazon.com as well as Amazon Japan. So you'll be able to buy it for $35 or 3,500 yen. And the capsules themselves will come at $5 a pop.
Yeah, this one, okay. Okay. So this was a possibility that we didn't think about. The computer could actually communicate some smell. What about taste? Do you think that is possible? Do you think the computer can send taste to? Should we check it out here? No, it's not there, is it? Wait, where is it? Ah, too many screens. I'm sorry about this. Hvar? Þessum? Já. Já, hér. Já, ok. Og við skulum byrja bara på nýtt. Sorry. Er þetta ekki komið? You would think it would be a kid, but it was a grown-up man. So at least they are trying to make this possible. This is in a prototype state. It's not as, it hasn't come as far or not as technically, I don't know, mature as the smell. So this is the most peculiar thing. Would you like to do this? Right. So this was this. Now I have to come back here. Yep. And then we can also have haptic ones. And now, if I do this, and then I have to find it.
Nicole's coming here from Mobile Geeks, and here we have a future tech that we're checking out for display technology. So this is really cool because it's, well, I have to explain it to you because it's a feeling. So this is actually, it's giving haptic feedback. So this is actually ultrasonic vibration being given back from the display. So if we head into something like the guitar, right, so there's a, they call it kind of a slippery feeling and then a high friction zone. So the tablet feels very kind of slippery, and then all of a sudden there's like an intense feedback. I don't know if you can kind of see my finger kind of jumping, not really, but it's cool, right? You can kind of hear this, right? So it's kind of giving you that haptic feedback sound, but the tablet does feel very smooth, and then it suddenly kind of like, it's almost like you're stopping, right? And that's actually, there's the DJ one here, so I can feel the ridges, right? So when I'm going around like this, I get kind of like, it's kind of almost like created a concave kind of area on the display to kind of guide my finger in a circular motion, because I have kind of resistance when I get around over here.
So this was also, we did mention this, that we have possibilities of vibration. This is the vibration we were talking about. So the individual assignment, I think we'll do the individual assignment, and when you're done, we will take like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and then I don't have time to do the rest, so I will do that next week. But so the individual assignment is that if we are making software for introducing traditional Icelandic food, you know, those of you that aren't Icelandic, on Friday there will be this, you could call it like husband day, or it was the day for the master of the house, which is in those days was the guy, you know. So it's called Bóndadagur in Iceland, and in Icelandic, I mean. And then in this 4-week time, we eat traditional Icelandic food. Let's presume now in the individual assignment that you are supposed to make software for introducing this traditional Icelandic food for tourists. And I can show you one more video to show you what this is all about, actually.
In the town of Reykjavik, Siggi, a traditional Icelandic cook, is preparing one of the signature meals of the Thorablatt festival, as the Vikings once did.
The feel, the pleasant aroma of the shark.
This freshly caught 1,700-pound Greenland shark is naturally full of urea and other toxins. These chemicals act as antifreeze, allowing the shark to live in waters as cold as -2 degrees Celsius. The toxins are so concentrated that to eat this meat could make you seriously ill or possibly even kill you. But Hildebrander Biamas's family has a secret shark recipe that goes back generations, and he knows that the only way to prepare it is to let it rot. As the meat decomposes, it oozes toxic ammonia, the chemical found in most household cleaning products, and human waste.
I don't want to say the words, this will probably describe it best.
In Viking times, shark meat was buried out of sight, but Hildebrander prefers to see his delicacy. That way, he can keep track of the decaying process.
His nose decides when it is ready to dry. It's like winemaking, you know?
When the meat is at a perfect rotten state, it's hung to complete the breakdown process. After 6 months, it's ready to be served.
Yeah, this is going to be very good. It has 2 more months. It's going to be a great chef, this one.
It's a social thing for us to come together and eat this.
I don't like the shark.
It's like ammonia.
Very good.
Despite this feast of oddities, these Icelandic partygoers see nothing bizarre about tonight's main courses. No matter what dish is served, Siggi and the Icelanders agree there is more to this tradition than just taste.
The point is taking care of this tradition, having fun with it, know what it is, don't forget it, don't forget where we come from.
Okay. So I would like you to make a vision of an installation about something. If you would like to introduce the Icelandic food to tourists using smell and you can can you work like the three of you just group yourselves, maybe 3 together or maybe 2 and 4, that's no problem. Okay, did you get what in nej, okej. Vill ni blyant lika eller? Vi ska komma med blyant. And we will use the last 20 minutes for this, and then såna, jag vill inte blyant eller? Greinilega ekki eins margir blýantar en. Hi. And remember to put your name on it. Yeah. Okay, so the question was, can we use technology that isn't mature enough and just visualize? Yes. Just be inventive. Now it's really imagination time. This is all on paper. You will not be asked to do this technically. So.